This was to raise awareness through education, and then things we needed. So the sort of the methods, processes through which we can do that, and the things that we need. I found the group I worked with really inspiring, and everybody had so many ideas. I don't know if many of them are actually here as I represent what they've said, but anyway, we'll get it down. So the first thing was to do a lot of networking, networking with other established groups, youth groups, charities, NGOs, and learn from some of the things they're doing, but also actually give them a lot of information. To also find, through the networking, to find leaders and experts in marine debris removal, recycling, repurposing. So I'm working with those people. There were various organisations mentioned. And then there was, I think, the second one I put as a title, I put Celebrate. And really, you know, one of the biggest ways to raise awareness is through, as we've been doing, through the whale festivals, through all kinds of events, and obviously whale watching itself, going out in the water, but just to celebrate and the wonder of what we have, really, what the oceans are all about, our incredible oceans, which I think, you know, the more that people are moved and inspired, they are then, that incentivizes them to protect. You know, those two things, one comes from the other. And there was quite a lot of talk about communication and, you know, how to actually reach people. And I think a first step really is through celebration and actual experiences that make you realise what, you know, how special the ocean is, and then we do really want to protect it. And then the third thing was third title was education. So a lot of that was working in schools, developing materials that really fit with the national curriculum, so that it becomes something that's really wanted by the schools. So it will enhance what they're planning to do anyway, but just having a bit more input with a very specific message, giving that message through film, images, fun facts. There was also, in some way, telling the story of the problems in the ocean, from the beginning of a raw material of a net being made, and the journey of that raw material into a net, into a job, into a task, and then how that raw material went in the ocean, and what actually happened of following that journey. And I think just that whole thing of telling the story of the raw material, and then what actually happened to that raw material at the end, I think really gives everybody a very clear understanding. And we sort of thought possibly little films that illustrated that story could really captivate attention and the imagination. As part of the education, we were also talking about participatory activities, the beach clean-up, the diving from the boats, and lots of interactive games, different kinds of activities. Obviously at the Whale Festival we've had a lot of activities that young people especially can get really involved with, and the purpose of the message comes through loud and clear, but it's done in a very fun way, and really, inspires their imagination to see themselves as somebody who's, making a difference and doing something for the problem. Okay, and then there was also, doing lots of art with the waste. So just going on to the needs, what we need. One of the biggest ones in our group was some effective strategies to communicate with local people, to make that bridge to actually people who've maybe never thought about the problems that are going on with the debris in the ocean, to actually look at, well, what is a way that we can reach those people? So we really need strategies, we need examples of how people have reached people who've never thought about it as a problem, and what was it that got that message across? What was a successful result in getting that message across? Particularly to people who are working the sea all the time. They've worked, their fathers and their grandfathers, everybody's been working on the sea, and it's somehow getting the message across that things are different, things have changed. And so we do definitely have a need for some good communication strategies. Also links with government officials, again, to recognise what the problem is, and that they can actually take on looking at solutions. We need filmmakers to document and showcase all the effective projects that are happening. There's nothing more inspiring than just seeing somebody that's doing something with waste, and they're dragging the nets from the sea and what they're doing with it. So that's obviously really important. We need funding. We need some celebrity endorsement, because everybody likes to copy their heroes. So the more of the we can pull in the famous, the people who are trending, on social media, to be involved, to say it, to make their declarations, and their voices really are heard. Just some exciting ways to get the message across through and through. And the last thing we need is just to find companies that are very enterprising, just doing some amazing things with the waste, like the skateboarding people, because just the more and more we can find these companies, and successful companies, businesses, can really make some money out of it. So we certainly need that. I think that was a kind of brief summary of our